Hey Frankensteins, it's time to watch the all singing, all dancing, all Gershwin-y An American in Paris, starring Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron, and directed by Vincent Minnelli. Ooh. Look, I'm going to tell you up front, I'm not a fan of musicals. I really never have been, and I really haven't seen much that's going to change that. Let's see what Gene Kelly can do. I've heard good things. People like this one. Let's take a look. Jerry Mulligan, a struggling American painter in Paris, is discovered by an influential heiress with an interest in more than Jerry's art. Jerry in turn falls for Lisa, a young French girl already engaged to a cabaret singer. Jerry jokes, sings, and dances with his best friend, an acerbic would-be concert pianist, while romantic complications abound. I read that from the Internet Movie Database, because that's all you need to know about this movie. You basically have it all. So Gene Kelly plays Jerry. He's very likable, friendly, he's funny, and he's charming and good-looking guy. You look at his paintings, and apparently they had a real French artist do his paintings. You just don't believe them for a second. And he meets Leslie Caron, and she actually is a French person in Paris. She was hired because she could dance ballet, and she was really French. I think she's kind of strange-looking, and I was never really believing that she would be with him and he would be with her. It looks like there's such an age difference there. She doesn't really seem to offer him anything besides a real pretty face. Oscar Levant plays Adam. He's the downstairs neighbor. He wants to be a concert pianist and he wants to compose and do these big things. Adam is my least favorite kind of character in just about any movie. He's the smart alecky guy who's always, he's that kind. Never really saying anything funny, never really doing anything funny. As far as a pianist goes, he's the real deal. There's a couple shots that, just like Gene Kelly dancing, they have this guy tickling the ivories, and they come out being thoroughly tickled. Jules Guntry, he plays Henri. He's kind of one step above being a nightclub singer. I mean, he's very, very personable. He's a real Frenchman. And his accent sounds so totally fake, it took me out a couple times. As an actor and as a person, he's very likable. You're rooting for him. Because, see, he's the one that is going to marry Leslie Caron. Jerry doesn't know about it. That's where triangles and kerfuffles happen. And then Nina Falk, another name I don't know. She plays Milo, and she is the benefactor. She's the rich patron that wants more from Jerry than just his mediocre paintings. I liked her a lot. Apparently she got chickenpox during the filming of this, and they had to use like a ton of makeup to cover all the pox. She was the one that seemed the most modern, the most like, I'm not in a musical, I'm in an actual drama. She seemed to be much better paired with Jerry than Lisa does. The music is by Gershwin, and I've never been a huge fan of his instrumental stuff. You know, I'm a Neanderthal. Don't take my word for it. So here's the deal with Gershwin on this film. An American in Paris already existed as a 17-minute piece, and Gene Kelly wanted that and wanted to do the final 17-minute ballet surrounding that. So they wanted to buy the rights. And Gershwin said, okay, you can have the rights, but I'm doing all of the music. I'm doing all the songs. I'm doing all of the score. And really, you couldn't have asked for a better person to do these things. The songs are great. The songs are fun. The score is very good. And like I said, there's a couple instances where the Gershwin-ness of the music gets to be a little bit much. And the songs, there's Embraceable You, I Got Rhythm, and Swonderful. I know those songs. I've never seen this film, and a couple others sounded familiar. So, I mean, this has a great pedigree, and these are very strong songs. And the presentation of them, if you just have these as music videos, I'm a happy guy. The fact that they're in a movie, we'll talk about. So the 17-minute ballet sequence of An American in Paris, the sets and costumes all have triggers to French painters and just Paris itself. Boy, is it long, and it just keeps going. And you'll say, oh, that's really amazing. But when are you going to be done? It's kind of that fight scene that never stops. Now, speaking of fight scenes, I would love to have seen Vincent Minnelli do like a modern fight scene or something, because this is incredible. They're using a 4:3 frame, the Academy ratio, which is that square screen, as opposed to the widescreen. The way his camera moves and tracks people and shows you who's where and why. When Gene Kelly is dancing, he'll go and he'll swoop up without the camera zooming in, just let it happen. Swoop up, come down, and move to the side, the bottom right of the screen. and the camera's just there waiting for him. And it's just so well done compared to the flash cuts that they would do now. On a technical side, this is just incredible. Did I mention Gene Kelly is supernatural? I mean, he's not a big guy, but he's a solid guy. I've seen Fred Astaire, and he's kind of a stick. This guy looks like a boxer or a fighter or something, and he's just so light and everything's effortless. He does not fail to impress, and yet, not my cup of tea. I don't like musicals, as a rule. I like New York, New York, but that's a Martin Scorsese movie with Robert De Niro. And it did have Liza Minnelli in it, so there's kind of a connection there. It was about big bands, and he was a saxophone player, and the music all made sense. So it was just a movie with songs. Dancer in the Dark with Bjork. That made me cry like a baby doll. And I liked it a lot. I also would have liked it without the music. Lars von Trier does know how to do dramatic movies, and would have been fine without that. Would have been also a great movie. And of course, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but then I was in college and got to dress up and do stuff. But as a rule, it's a cup of tea, but it's not my cup of tea. So I can appreciate the effort, I can marvel at the technicality, but in the end, they just kind of leave me cold. However, this is so much better than La La Land. La La Land, nominated for an Academy Award, a musical, was a love letter to Los Angeles, rips this off so blatantly. The story kinda, sorta, definitely the end. Not the fact that it's a ballet about Paris, but a piece tacked on that is a ballet going to tell a different story. The meet cutes, the jobs that they have, what they're trying to do, seems like they ripped off the best of American in Paris, plus some other, it got to be 1,000 other musicals that they watched and just crib notes, and then failed when it came to the technical parts. That's a drab movie, this is a bright movie. The music in that one is subpar and forgettable. This one, the songs are timeless classics, not just in my book, but in the Great American Music Book. And there the dancing is, boy, you guys are trying hard, but you're not dancers, you're actors trying to dance. In this one, Gene Kelly is a dancer. Cuarón is a dancer. You believe every move that they make. I'm going to have to give this one a split. An American in Paris, as a film that I enjoyed, 3 out of 5 amazings. But I'm giving Gene Kelly and the technical aspects of this film a solid 5 out of 5. Our next film is the next Gene Kelly masterpiece, Singin' in the Rain. Now, I know there's one good song in that one that I am looking forward to because it is one of my favorites. Until that time, I'm Uncle Tony.